Alright. Alright, guys, I'm back. Starting out on a Rogue.
Hey there.
I played Rogue a little bit in lower or recent iterations of WoW, but never Classic. I never
See you
played
around.
Classic until recently.
King's honor, friend. For the Alliance. Be careful. Light bless you.
You need something? Have a good one. What can I do for you? See you later. Good day to you. Safe travels. Have a good one.
Can the Rogue wear leather? Okay, I know in WoW Classic your combo points apply to one enemy at a time. So like each one has separate combo points. I'm guessing at level 10 I get my third. Actually, I don't know.
I'm out of range.
Yeah, you can wear leather, so that's good.
I need to get closer.
How are you? Safe travels. See you later.
Need help? Go with honor, friend. Be careful. Light bless you. Go with honor,
Inventory
friend.
is full.
Well met. For the Alliance.
I can't do that yet.
Greetings.
Okay, I can't dual wield yet, but I'm sure as a rogue I could dual wield
Be careful.
pretty quickly. I'm not gonna hold out on me, are you? But I saw that letter. Oh, I never even got the quest. Okay.
Light be with you. Go with honor, friend. Light bless you. For the Alliance. Be careful.
Hello. See you around.
Need something? Can I help you? See you around. Have a good one.
So the rogues even have their own
See you
little,
later.
type of talking. Their own code of honor isn't necessarily just straight up. Just like don't like people, or we just beat people up and stuff. I don't know. You didn't say like just stab people or nothing. Just kind of saying you did good. People
For the
didn't see you
Alliance.
show up here, and like you don't have to listen to anybody. Like it's not even like the usually a rogue would be like, especially like a rogue like faction, they'd be like a little bit more almost like predictable. But like I don't really know what type of rogue they'd expect you to be in like the Alliance. I know in Classic when you use stealth you go slower. I didn't think to look for dual wielding and inside of the trainer, see if it was like an early get, an early, using it early.
It's too far away. Out of range. That ability isn't ready yet. Not ready yet. I need to get closer.
The rogue seems much better than the warrior because they're both melee. I would compare those. The warrior is definitely a struggle.
I can't do that yet.
It's not bad. Fighting two enemies isn't that bad. I started to fight up some pretty low health. The great part about the rogue is you almost have like this stealth mode as like an alarm or an indicator that you're out of combat and you ran far enough away. And then because you're running away, once you get just far enough away and you don't aggro anybody else, you can stealth. Definitely be better with aggro management and escaping and stuff.
It's too far away. I need to get closer.
Like I instead of having to run all around the field, I can just run through the field. I can just stealth. I was wondering if the rogue was even going to be that good. But I feel like because of its because it's classic, it's like it's a lot more, I guess, valid. You know what I'm saying, like stealthing through a field of enemies, using it as a signal that you've gotten far enough away from the enemy that you're not in combat.
What can I do for you? Be careful.
So is backstab like a stealth skill? Because how else would I get behind enemies? Is the stealth bar a separate bar? I think it could be. Let's see if it is. Okay, it is. I wonder when I can get dual wielding.
How are you? Have a good one. Safe travels. See you around. See you later. Have a good one.
What can I do for you? For the Alliance.
How are you? Have a good one. Safe travels.
Hey there. Have a good one.
Okay, pickpocket must only work on like humanoids or something. People with pockets to pick. It's not like a steal. I mean, it is a steal, but it's not like you can steal in other games with rogues from anything.
I'm out of range. I don't have enough energy.
Stealing could be a very good way to get what you need. I'm guessing stealing is a good way to make some money, maybe? I don't know. Or just to get some resources you need. Health and food is great. Now when I play Rogue, I suddenly see 1,000 rogues, which is just how it always is. Okay, you bump into him, you'll leave stealth. Which makes sense. You're not like... You can't walk through stuff. Does the rogue also have a better chance of looting enemies? Maybe.
I don't have a
I don't
target.
think so.
I need a target. Not ready yet. I don't have a target.
Well, easy.
Need something?
Hello. See you around. See you later. Have a good one.
What can I do for you? Safe travels. See you around. Hey there. See you later. See you around.
I can't attack that target.
Looking for something specific? See you later.
Light be with you. Light bless you.
You need something? Safe travels.
Not enough energy. You have enough energy. Not enough energy. You have enough energy.
Okay. Um.
King's honor, friend. Go with honor, friend. Be careful. Light bless you.
Not enough energy.
I don't think I actually want to play Rogue though. Like I like the idea of it. It just almost feels like you're just trying too hard for no reason. Like I'm sure like I play rogues a lot in games. Like I play a rogue in like Dragon Quest. I like the idea of sneaking around and all that's cool, but like I feel like you're trying to play rogue in World of Warcraft Classic. It's like you're just doing too much. It's not even like it's almost like you're just flexing muscles for 8 hours. It's like it's not that good for you. I don't think it's that. I mean, I don't really know.
I don't have enough energy.
I feel like it makes sense if you played in a group. Like, it's always kind of a situation. But I think if you're just playing solo, it's like you're just almost giving yourself a brain aneurysm or something.
help? Or the Alliance? Go with honor, friend. Be careful. Light bless you. Greetings. Go with honor, friend.
You need something? Have a good one.
I know I actually kind of, like I said, I play Rogue in other games. I kind of have like the class fantasy of the Rogue, but I think it's just too try hard. Like being on drugs or something. It's just not. It's not good. It's not normal. I guess I'll be doing leather or skinning. Let me look.
Hello. Safe travels.
So basically said herbalism and skinning was the way to go because the rogue can use herbs for something and skinning for money. So I'll do that. Okay, here's the mailbox. We can mail our stuff.
Need help? Safe travels.
What can I do for you? See you later. See you around. How are you? Safe travels.
What can I do for you?
Dual wield at 10 isn't that bad. 10's not that bad.
Be careful.
Hey there. Have a good one.
Send this stuff to my rogue.
That's bound to me.
Oh, this dagger's bound. Still down.
I can't trade that.
This is also so bound. I know I have some good daggers though once I get to level 10 and, or this one's 9, but you know, level 10 and 12 and all that. Dual wielding. Okay. Probably can just leave it in there,
Good
right?
day to you.
Leave it in the mailbox. I need the room. Need the inventory space.
See you later.
Well met. For the Alliance. Be careful. For the Alliance. Light bless you. Well met. Go with
Open
honor,
for
friend.
business.
Yeah, let's go do some skinning
See you
so we can get
around.
some cash. And, you know.
Hello. Have a good one.
Not enough energy. It's too far away. energy.
I gotta go to the bathroom. That's another great thing about playing a rogue. You can just stealth and hide in a corner or something. You'll be fine. I mean, as long as it's not anyone's patrol pattern. If it is, then you're dead. So maybe I shouldn't stealth here. I think I should be far enough away if I jump in this box. No one will be that close to detect me. Alright guys. I'll be right back. Yay, I didn't get killed or attacked.
Not enough energy. isn't ready yet. Not enough energy. That ability isn't ready yet.
You know, I've been doing a little bit of, I guess, theorizing about the applications and use of stoicism. And I think a really big part about that, about any theory, about any practice, is what people do privately, you know, when you can't really see them. It's kind of like the same thing with science, where most science is based off of observation, right? Or modern science, right? You think of, well, whatever, you know. And when it comes to stoicism, it's definitely something that reflects more of a private life, anyway, you could say, or just being, you know, behind closed doors, because your emotions usually aren't something that people keep track of, and they're not an external. They're not like a current or a common external factor or force. So let's just say that people who aren't practicing stoicism are a more natural example, someone who isn't actively
How are you? Safe travels. See you later.
you know, it's like someone who's a Nazi who wears all this stuff, but someone who doesn't even know what
What
it
can I do
is
for you?
a real Nazi if they actually are like that.
For the Alliance.
I would say stoicism's like, you know, if you were talking about theorize, like a theory, not really running around doing that type of stuff. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, my theory led me to believe that most of it is just a private, mostly just like a private matter, a private practice, or the actual
Hello.
effect is affected by
See you
what people
around.
actually do, and you can't
See you later.
really tell what they're doing. I would say 1 point, you
Safe
know,
travels.
or 1/3 private matter, you know, 1 third behind closed doors, 1/3, you know, nature, where it's more of a nature thing. If you're in nature, it makes more sense, right? If you're in the woods, your emotions have more glue to them, you know. So, I don't know what the other 1/3 is. It could be anything. It could be more than 1/3, but just that's just kind of what I would think for now. That's what I kind of would come to the conclusion of, whatever. So I would think practicing stoicism is the opposite of what you'd actually want to achieve by practicing it or thinking it was the thing to do.
See you around.
So So, stoicism to me is more of a seed that you start stoicism, you practice it to the best of your abilities, and then it's really about what comes after that, like what else people can do that are better than you at doing that or more natural. And what probably will happen is you can always replicate the same outcome. You can always replicate the same time periods. So the private aspect, it's really just you go and create some good private spaces and behind closed doors, whatever. I don't even know what you would call those things. You know, so people have privacy. And that would be like off of stoicism. Like because of stoicism, you create a lot of privacy. You know, then nature-wise, you can get an infinite amount of things out of nature. Most people will probably die walking around the woods for like, you know, for however long they have to do it. It's just too dangerous to practice stoicism in the woods, as is anything. It's just too dangerous to be in nature. So like that's just a freebie. Whatever you were gonna go, it already, like it's available. Like you can run in the woods right now and pretend that you've been in the woods for 30 years, and it's like it's not that far-fetched. It's not a big deal. So the two biggest parts of stoicism, the theory of stoicism, practicing it, not actually doing it. That's basically what it is. It's that nature and privacy are basically complete. Like those are just that's what it really comes down to. Because you know that it's too dangerous to practice in nature, you know the next step, which is still stoicism. So my point about it being private, becoming private, means it's altered by that. Someone being a stoic and then going outside and crying in their room it kind of alters that. Like it's not genuine. And then it being dangerous in nature means there's something greater than stoicism. So the problem with stoicism is it's its own problem. And because it's just a theory, it allows you to basically resolve those issues, you know, internally, and then however you would practice, whatever you would get out of it, where you would practice, how, that would just be unnecessary. Right? So it becomes more of a problem-solving thing than an actual practice or way of life. All in theory. So, if you wake up, it's okay, today we're going to be very stoic, you know, we're unshakable, whatever. In reality, you already are doing it wrong because, I mean, of course, staying true to some type of rules or the idea of what it's supposed to be is, I guess, impressive, but it's not necessarily effective or functional. So, you know, really wake up and say, okay, this is a problem-solving technique, and all these practices are necessary. Someone who would get that it's just for solving problems, cool, they're like kind of the master of it, the leader. And whoever basically is still doing it is kind of the person you give all the practices to, you give all of the masters to, all of the benefits and results. And through that, you'll learn that people who affect themselves the most and ruin their own stoicism, that's also a big piece of it. So I think in reality, stoicism will become some type of like peaceful, you know, like Asian practice, like Buddha, like some type of, you know, Buddhism or something. But, you know, I think stoicism stems from like some type of European thing, I think, right? So it's pretty, like, it's pretty, I would say, compared to Asia, lifestyle in Europe is almost constrained to where you're much closer to people, and it's more about, you know, living in the city, you know, living in the big city. That's kind of a European style, where stoicism makes sense, like where it's like the Goldilocks zone, to where not being shaken, it all works out. But like if we're not going to contain our theory to Europe, then it isn't necessarily wise to be like that, you know what I'm saying? So you have like stoicism maybe like in the big city, and then you have like living like a Buddhist or something more peaceful that most people really won't be anywhere near being peaceful. So if we just kept it to the big city, the theory would be that, you know, there'd be a goal, there'd be something that would change you to the point where you might stop doing it. Like if your wife thought you were tough and you actually really like them, you might stop being tough because you got what you wanted. And pairing that with the idea that stoicism becomes a peaceful thing, it can keep you on the track of stoicism, or it can kind of invalidate like the judgment, someone who says you should keep being tough or whatever, because you know another form of stoicism almost, right? It's like fighting, like someone would think some type of peaceful martial artist person would master fighting through like some type of peaceful style, different ways to get to the same destination. So I would say stoicism's goal-oriented, you know, like if you live in the big city, it's goal-oriented. And that alone means that it's kind of unnecessary because there's so many goals. The only thing that makes stoicism valid is the fact that you can achieve your goals. It's like a great tool. Can I just like sneak into here? But you know, from that you have the big city, and then you have, of course, like being very peaceful, like some Asian peaceful type of thing. And you say, well, there has to be another way you can use it, another way. You have living in like Asia peacefully. You have, you know, living in the big city. And maybe you live somewhere that is in Asia, isn't the big city, or doesn't have those same, like, not start living Asia, but, you know, have the same religions or same things that have already been done by a lot of people. So I think just from that, it being a theory, it becomes everything. It becomes theorizing. I'm saying it, like I said, it's goal oriented, or very goal oriented. It can be. So, you know, given enough time, it's not necessarily about practicing stoicism or even theorizing. It's about it actually almost getting you what you want, or getting to a point to where it makes more sense and it's beneficial. Anybody just trying to hurt themselves isn't necessarily practicing stoicism, right? Or theorizing. They're actually hurting themselves. That's beyond theory and beyond practice. So if you practice and you theorize, you can deal with those other things. Someone like punching themselves in the face, like you can deal with that. I don't even have a skinning knife. Let me go grab herbalism as well. Like, I'll say that I think that the rogue experience is kind of too try-hard. If I was just theorizing and practicing, I would never have to suffer that. I'm saying. So it would basically almost make actually playing rogue irrelevant, or the fact that there's no problems I'm not gonna have to suffer from makes it fine to do. So like anything that you can think of, like some type of lifestyle practice, probably could always be more peaceful. Like martial arts is a good example of someone like meditating and training and not flying off the handle, being more focused is a good example that any practice can always be more peaceful. And then people who don't practice, who aren't theorizing, who aren't training, who aren't learning, are beyond practice, are beyond theory, So it's pretty simple. Or most people aren't peaceful, so they're basically gonna fall in the realm of not very good at practicing or not very good at training because they can't really be that peaceful. Very close to going beyond theory and practice.
Light be with you. Go with honor, friend. Light bless you. What can I do for you?
Step
the
on up.
Alliance.
So the first goal before establishing theory or practice is to understand what's beyond those things.
Safe travels.
Did I just resell that?
Good day to you.
You good?
See you later.
And establishing peace, establishing
I supply only the finest goods.
practices, like it's all about them all being established and
good one.
understood. So most people aren't going to have a goal that allow them to be peaceful, but at the same time, most people aren't gonna have a goal that allows them to not be peaceful. So this is like where you could almost say a lot of modern problems come from, that people aren't allowed to do this, or their goals and styles constrain them and others, on top of living in like a big city. So being peaceful is almost a given, because being peaceful is about being peaceful. So whether someone constrains you or not, it's about being peaceful. Whether you're in the city or not, it's about being peaceful. So modern times, because people definitely struggle more than they would living on a farm. It has its own solution. It creates its own peace, but the problem is it doesn't understand things. You know what I'm saying? People that are living in a city don't understand living on a farm, right? And it's like their strength. They don't get things. So it's like an arms race. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's racing to some critical assault, whether it be like words or the way they live. You can see how stoicism fits into all of this. That's slowing me down, giving me thorns. I don't know. As a rogue, you could probably sit in town and just unlock people's boxes, and you could make some money off that. I don't know. Something.
Hey there. See you around.
Is strength good for a rogue? matter. We're gonna take it.
Have a good one.
Greetings. Light
Looking for
bless you.
something specific? Go with honor, friend.
What can I do for you? See you later.
So like, the thing of World of Warcraft, most people aren't trying to be that emotional, but of course, if someone trolls them hard enough, they'll start crying, or mess with them enough, they'll start to show more emotion, that they actually are affected. You know, they're almost more private, like they're not that open. Like, could you really make them be
Light
these
be with you.
unshakable soldiers?
Farewell.
Or would you just consider
Be
them
careful.
a lower level of stoicism, or almost like a more controlling level of everything? Right? That could like go for anything. Most people, whether it be like Call of Duty or whatever, like you could just probably mess with them and they'll start getting mad. But in reality, it's like people wouldn't practice stoicism, right? Like that would be the response. If you told them that you were like a Christian, and you told them that they were gonna get in trouble for doing things they were doing, they would immediately not know what it meant to be, or what you had to do, or I just wouldn't know. Unless they were messing with you, and then they would know, and then that's just usually how it is. People are just in an arms race trying to come to some mega conclusion. And that's
What are you looking for?
kind of why there's some good daggers, and they're pretty cheap. Guess I'll buy a couple, right?
Be careful.
That's a good example of why, like, you wouldn't have time to be peaceful or time to be practicing anything. You just would end up beyond practice. You'd be in the real world, punch people in the face, or getting punched in the face.
Need help?
So, like,
Light bless you.
it's really not always about it's not always about being able to practice, because you know we're theorizing most times, especially in modern times, about actually doing it. So just knowing that there's only so much time to practice or theorize, you know, you make the best of that time, I guess, best you can. So most people would start to, you know, at some point become more outgoing, like expect the alpha thing, and through that they would just penalize theorizing and divorce themselves from practicing and theorizing, you know. And most people would agree, as people, that they would penalize, right? But yeah, that's not good. So it's like the constraints, the time constraints, whatever, all that works better for someone who's crafting and theorizing anyway, if they actually are. And someone who's really big compared to everyone else and is the alpha, more constraints and more theory, you know, that doesn't really work out for them. Even though they're mainly the ones putting them out or re-establishing them or reiterating them. I don't know.
Hey there. See you later.
So those people that open Pandora's box, you could say. They're not really outgoing, they're not really that powerful, they're just opening Pandora's box. Right? So theorizing and practice can help you deal with all those things, and you might not have much time, but you probably have at least 5 seconds, right? A couple seconds. But I think the goal now, whether it be Stoicism or being some type of Buddhist, is to be able to practice, theorize, whatever, so you can deal with things, you know, that are beyond that. So, like, let's say I would consider it cheating to fail in practicing theorizing and then try to do it on the fly, when you really shouldn't be. It's kind of like Batman. Like, you don't see Batman getting warmed up in the alleyway before he beats you up. Like, he's already ready, right? That's the whole thing. Batman's already ready, so it's kind of like that. Like, be ready, basically. What'll put you deeper into your theorizing, crafting, and even being ready is having goals. Most people don't have a goal. They're just running around doing whatever. They're not practicing, they're not theorizing. They're not doing any of that. I guess because I have alchemy on my priest, I can send these things to them. Someone said alchemy was very important for the rogue. Some important things to get out of it, and of course just using you know, skinning. Using skinning for money. So it's not necessarily about falling into the practice of something and being loyal to it. It's about it actually being beneficial to the practice and theorizing and thinking about it.
Good day to you.
And actually it working outside. All right, the more it works outside, the more or less in debt you'd really have to be, right?
Safe
Like if you
travel.
send people to school and you don't really make it that far in school, or you don't really like school, but everyone you sent to school goes and does something, eventually it's like you're good. Like you did your part. So, you know,
Need help? Go with honor, friend. Be careful. Need help? Go with honor, friend.
we gotta go down to the farm and grab those quests up.
I don't have enough energy. enough energy.
So through practice and, you know, theorizing, we learn not to do things or how to do them. Oh, I didn't hit my push it quick enough. And I missed my, my gorge or whatever. Gouge. Yeah. So, you know, it doesn't really make sense to actually go out and do things without training or practice, but most people are doing that anyway. So, let's just assume that practicing and theorizing is in the real world, so like eventually you'd have to go out and do something. I didn't already get a skinning knife? I could have swore I did. Did I sell it? I must have sold it. I'm pretty sure I can get a skinning knife, like, at the farm or at the area. I didn't realize that it actually turns them. Does it always turn them around? Or is it just like animals will get turned around? The rogue can fight some higher level enemies, so we definitely can grind higher level enemies. I think that'll get more XP, of course, right? I think I went to the wrong farm. This one doesn't have any quests yet. Maybe the girl has the quest.
Good day to you. Safe travels.
So let's say that you were a doctor. You'd probably rather have people, you know, be better. You know, regardless of the actual history. Whether they're running around without a plan or just running around in the real world. Whether living in like a monastery. You'd rather have them be okay. The deeper they are into some old temple, the harder it is because the old temple's fine. Like, whatever, it's cool. And the less they have in the real world, the easier it is because there's nothing holding them back from getting better. You know, it's the same thing. So a doctor may say that theorizing in practice isn't good for you. And the fact that it's practice and theorizing, it isn't even necessarily a source. It's not like a real world thing. It's not like you're out doing anything.
How are you?
But the actual
See you
benefits of practice
Can I help you?
and theorizing, like, of course, like, that's not good for you either, right? Someone like a doctor may
Have a good
recommend a more balanced practice, more balanced thinking, which may go against theorizing and practicing because you need to learn how to fight. You're the only one who can fight. You can fight like a demon, so it really comes down to, you know, most people will be okay with that. Like, okay, it's not good for you, and they don't want to plan a practice anyway. They're going to do it just so it's not
Need
good for them.
something? See you around.
And then,
Have a
you know,
good one.
they're going to not have a plan when it comes down
Safe
down to it, and they'll be the perfect person for a doctor to take. Like, okay, this guy doesn't really like temples. He doesn't like having anything because he's always running around like a maniac. Okay, the doctor will take that. So it's like, okay, you would learn people who, like, a doctor could take and take care of all the time, but you don't want to end up like them. You don't really want to end up in that position, so you'd rather do more planning and practicing. And if you don't reach a high enough level, it's like you just end up
Well met.
in the hospital or something.
Go with honor, friend. Be careful.
Like, streaming is perfect because people who are watching you are always, not all of them, but most people, I wouldn't say like most people in the room, but most people, like, if you just kind of dealt with one at a time, like in a closed, like one at a time in the room, like most people are just trying to troll and be annoying. Like, if there's 1,000 people in your stream, they're not all annoying, they're not trying to be annoying. But if there's one at a time, they're just all, most of them are trying to be annoying. That's just how it is. So, I mean, from what I understand, are people that are showing up are mostly just annoying people, and then they leave, and then someone else annoying shows up. But it's a good example on stream because you wouldn't send everyone to the hospital because you would need them to watch for you to not be responsible for everyone going to the hospital. As far as practicing and training, only if it benefits the goal. So it's like, you know, the doctor would deal with all that stuff. The doctor would make sure that you either were or were not in the hospital, so you can do whatever you want to do. And they would be the ones with the balanced training and all that. So, like, in reality, it doesn't really make sense to be,
Good day to you. See you around.
like I said, running around without a
Have
plan
good one.
anyway. Whether or not it's like the popular thing to do.
See you later.
For me, on stream, it's certain things are the perfect, you know, middle ground, the perfect, like the sweet spot. Living in a temple is kind of a little bit extreme, but streaming or being like an actor is a nice spot to be in.
Good day to you. Safe travels.
Well met. Farewell.
Definitely need a skinning knife.
Hey there. Have a good one.
So, you know, most people, whether they're in the sweet spot or not, whether it involves a temple, whether it involves a streamer, they're gonna probably just end up with a
Buy
doctor
and trade.
because they're just going around without
The
plans,
alliance.
run around.
Have a good one.
Looking for something specific?
Could definitely use some money to buy some armor,
See you later.
Greetings.
but I need a
Fully
skinning knife
aligned.
to make some cash, so I actually have to probably run back to Stormwind. Because I bought one and then I sold it, I'm pretty sure, right? It's probably exactly what happened. So, like, that being the foundation, being out in the real world, you could decide, do you want to practice something? Do you want to think of something? You want to be ready for being in, like, an odd spot, not being, like, an actor or something. You want to be ready for that. So... people aren't going to be an actor because they're going to want to get out of the crowd and be like a tough guy. People aren't going to be in a temple. More than likely they're not. More likely they're going to not have a plan. They're going to run around and be tough. In certain places it makes more sense to not do that. Like if you live in like the East, it wouldn't make sense to do that because so much of the East is built on some god or some kingdom or something where they weren't just running around being tough. Not after they were established. Not once they were benefiting.
Open for business. Light bless you.
So most people don't have like a plan means they're the people that, you know, they're in charge. People are gonna follow them. They're gonna be like the big dog. So you know that you should have a plan. Like you're following Hitler, you really would want to not be Hitler, not be in the middle of violence, but you'd probably want to send his followers to school or have some type of infrastructure, right? That goes for anybody who's running around being a maniac. You'd want to have some type of infrastructure. Most people wouldn't really net you a bag of gold. Like, you're not going to go out in town and beat someone up for a bag of gold. Because some people are doing this, it's like, that ship sailed. You're better off getting something like a school or something out of them, or something like that. Like, if I'm gonna stream, if I'm gonna work out, if I'm gonna try to get a bike and ride around to get some exercise, that's all part of a plan. It's all part of practicing and theorizing, right? I'm not running around like a maniac. And of course, you'll end up in this giant temple that's like basically doesn't do anything, but you have to know how to act and what to do with things that aren't doing nothing. So I think most people really aren't going to have a plan, so there's no real point of, you know, thinking on the level. You just look, you give them a plan, you give them a book, you give them direction. You don't need to make them the boss of plans. So I would probably say after doing this, you know, whether it be streaming or working out, it does become a temple that doesn't really do anything. It's just some old temple, but it doesn't mean that you can't affect people or help people who aren't an old temple. You know, it's almost
How
kind of
are you?
irrational to think that'd be the case. That would be the case.
See you later.
Hello. See you around. Good day to you. Safe travels.
So, because I'm always working on a bunch of like mad dogs or whatever, a bunch of wild men, I'm always in a favorable position. I'm always leaning towards the advantage. I always have the upper hand. I don't have to align myself with retired Batman creatures and all that. Like, I don't have to align myself with anybody because I'm taking the chaos and giving it a book. I'm not controlling it. I'm not putting myself over it. I'm just doing what it takes to give them some type of infrastructure or to even have one for myself.
Ready? Don't have enough energy.
Let's get the skin in so we can make some cash. Buy all that armor. And of course there'll be a step to move up from there. And being a warrior, it takes forever to kill stuff, but a rogue's just demolishing things. But of course I couldn't get into a crazy fight. I wouldn't be that good with a healer. Wouldn't make much of a difference. I don't know, we'll see.
It's too far away. I need to get closer.
So, a good idea would be to become underground, and that's not something you would learn studying England or studying whatever, or studying whatever kingdom. You'd learn that from like studying rap. That rap has a good underground scene. That's what you would learn. So becoming underground instead of trying to become like some active temple or
That ability
mysticism
isn't
and
ready yet.
become underground. And becoming underground, you learn that secrets are important. You know, being effective is important. Being active and getting in some stripes, getting your stripes, very important. So, to become underground, right? If I'm saying, look, I'm going to help people who are running around without a plan, have a plan, and I'm going to help myself, give myself an infrastructure, give myself a plan. Instead of me ending up in like some temple, I'll just go underground. I'll downsize.
Not enough energy.
So downsizing and you kind of go back to becoming lower level. You know, you can learn some things. And from the underground, you can become some temple haver, temple participant. So like, if I were to start streaming today, knowing what I know, I would know that you have to have a good microphone. And you have to say things, people have to be able to hear you. You have to talk a good game, you have to have the talking aspect is probably the most important. And you know, contrary to what I would believe back in the day or before I started streaming, a webcam is very important. I wouldn't say it's vital, I would say it has an exponential effect. I normally wouldn't say that, I wouldn't think that. You know? So, you know, if I were to start working out today, if I were to start riding a bike today, even though I don't have a bike yet, I'd have a different perspective. Because, you know, I'm able to kind of theorize and plan and act on things much better now. But I have a plan on how to do that. I'm not just outside trying to be Batman. So, if I were to do anything, start over that, you know, was like a long-term plan, I'd always probably require them to for it to have a good voice, to have a good perspective, or a good image, right? Like skateboarding kind of has a good image these days, right? So it's like I require that to be the case.
I can't do that yet.
And sometimes that means getting rid of misunderstandings, like skateboarders being some type of devil or something. I don't know.
It's too far away. Not ready yet. I need to get closer. I'm out of range.
So, let's say, you know, given some time, all my plans and all that can just become kind of irrelevant, useless, inactive. That's the whole point of becoming underground. And kind of consolidating and getting more powerful. But once you can grind underground, people think you're just doing regular things. Eventually people probably would forget about you anyway, be underground. You know, they'd be doing other things.
Hello. See you later. See you around.
What can I help you with? Light bless you.
I supply only the finest goods. Have a good one. Hello. Safe travels.
So, you know, person who came out on top in the wildlands would be like a doctor because he's just running around sewing people's faces up. So I think I'm good with the planning and all that and practicing. Like that's gonna happen at least for me because I already work out and try to keep some type of plan.
Not enough energy.
So, as far as being a doctor goes, most people would say that you don't actually have the right credentials or whatever the case is. It doesn't really mean that people should be too close to you, right? If someone thinks you're not a good doctor or you aren't allowed to be a doctor, they shouldn't be anywhere near you. So establishing the lowest level of doctorness, because you shouldn't be around that level, you don't really need it. And then putting people in the right direction, you know, that's important. If a doctor can't recommend the next step for your treatment or to help you diagnose the problem, then it doesn't really matter, because you can't do everything. You can't do everything as a doctor. As long as the doctor comes out on top in the wasteland or like some rough area, it's cool, it's good.
I can't do that yet. I don't have a target. Not ready yet. That ability isn't ready yet.
Did I ever get that potion made?
Hey there.
Pretty sure I did. Oh. Usually you can turn it in to them once you get the potion. I guess I'll go back to the inn at some point anyway, so I'll learn whether or not I gave it to them or got the potion.
You need something? See you around. Safe travels. See you later.
I don't really have enough money to buy any abilities. There's really no point in me going and buying them. Okay, so the same way most people discredit any doctor or anybody really with any type of advice, it's definitely a good like rubber band type of deal where people definitely kind of, opens the doors to a lot of things. So, most people don't have a plan. Most people just want to discredit things and be annoying and be troublesome. Nothing too serious, nothing really that thought out. And of course, a lot of good comes from people who aren't sitting around planning or doing stuff.
I don't have enough energy.
So,
It's too far away.
Hey there. Hey there. See you around. Have a good one.
This is probably the smooth experience I've had compared to Ranger, Warrior, Priest, and Rogue. I think the Rogue's the smoothest. He definitely doesn't have any like stand on business potential where the Ranger has a pet, right? And he has range to begin with, so he's already kind of messing you up with that. The Warrior, he's tanky, and the Priest has heals. The Rogue doesn't have any of that. No pet, no heals, no tanking. Of course, he's really good on damage, and if you're really good at getting yourself, not getting into bad situations, I think he'll be good, but I'm sure there'll be some limit at some point.
King's honor, friend. For the Alliance.
Hello.
around.
How long have I been streaming? Like, what, 2-3 hours? 2.5 hours? I actually do like the Rogue. I think just addressing the issues, kind of like a therapy thing, like, kind of settles all those problems I usually have, especially in Classic, where it's a really great game.
I can't do that yet.
I'm thinking about going for a walk and eating some dinner, come back, play something else, maybe play Rogue again. I don't really know.
That ability isn't ready yet. Ready yet. do that yet. Are you ready yet?
King's honor, friend. Go with honor, friend. Be careful. Light bless you. Be careful.
I think there's a mailbox at this logging camp. I don't think there would be. Did I ever set my home? Yeah, I did. Okay. Might be level 9, so I can pick up that dagger I mailed myself. And I probably can mail some of these ingredients back to my priest. That'd be great.
You need something? Safe travels. King's honor, friend. Farewell.
I didn't see a mailbox.
Hey there. See you around.
Yeah, I might get out of here for now, go eat some food, come back. I probably will start playing Rogue more. That's kind of something I can play with my brain off, but World of Warcraft is such a stimulating experience to where it still is on. I probably will upload all 4 classes I'm playing. Rogue, on my YouTube, Warrior, Priest, Hunter. I was really thinking, should I? I probably will. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll probably come back later, maybe not. I'll probably go to sleep, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna go back to town and grab my stuff from the mail, and then I can just run back up here. see if I can remember what 2 daggers and a health potion is. You can return it. That's pretty cool. This dagger will be good next level compared to the dagger I have now. Has +2 attack power on it, 8 to 15, 3 to 7. That's going to be a huge difference. And then I'll get dual wielding the next level, level 10, and then I'll get this at 12. This will be great as well. This will probably give me a big boost in my power. Let me, I guess, mail these to my priest. I don't remember their name is. Oh yeah, Bun. Bun. That should be good for them. Might even come back and play my ranger. I probably will come back and play ranger. I'm gonna make sure I upload some things though from Twitch to YouTube. Alright guys, I'll be back later. I'm gonna go eat. I haven't eaten anything. Haven't done anything, like walk around. Just make sure I do that before it gets too late. Alright guys,